9 knockouts out of 73. Right? Jeff Sims, 14 knockouts out of 16. The bell for round 1.
These two were another one that was fighting at the weigh-in, almost fighting, verbally fighting at each other. Schaefer saying that he's going to knock him out, and then saying, I'm going to do the best I can to stop you.
In Schaefer's words, the reason Sims got after him was because he was afraid. Schaefer's is certainly landing some good jabs now.
Question is Schaefer's legs. He's been in and out of action the last couple of years. He's probably still got the power. But will he be able to get through the opening when he sees it, the reflexes?
Well, the rumors are that I've heard, the local rumors of all the officials, is that Schaefer has lost his right hand, and that's what we're here to find out.
If he's lost the right hand, forget it. But you're not supposed to lose your punch, are you, Randy?
Well, you can. Very well, just like you lose your chin.
So far this round, Schaefer's looks pretty good.
He's taking it easy in there, letting the other fellow do most of the moving. Sims has a good jab. Sims is handled by a real veteran of boxing, Chris Dundee, the brother of Angelo. Schaefer is down from that right hand. Oh, his reflexes are probably really gone. He's taking the count, 7. It's a long count. Believe me, that was a long one. That sounded like 12. Back into action. Jeff Sims almost having a 1-round knockout here. Maybe he will yet. It's a question how much Schaefer can take. He's trying to cover up. Sims is all over him, shifting the body to the head. Schaefer is taking an awesome battering in there.
He's not moving his head at all. He's just rocking. That's just his dad is getting hit flush.
He hit him on the top of the head, maybe. Schaefer's coming up very well, coming up to Muhammad Ali. Davis may have recovered a little bit. I didn't think he was going to go this far after that knockdown. He can't stand there and take punishment, though. Desperation right hand by Earnie.
Well, this has to build up Sims' confidence an awful lot.
Well, Davey and Randy, I really thought it was over.
Yeah, well, Schaefer's walked back.
Some right-hand shot, and he just lay there, and I do think it was a bit of a long count.
It was. Schaefer's walked back at the end of the round a little shaky now. Here he goes down with that right-hand shot, and it had to hurt. It really had to hurt. There he goes. Again. He really went down.
Yeah, he went down hard.
Side of the jaw.
It's just experience, I think, that got him up.
Here we are in round 2. Jeff Sims, who almost had a 1-round knockout in the black trunks. Ernie Schaefer's in the white. Ernie trying that right hand which scored so many knockouts for him.
Ernie Schaefer looked very confident coming out and started talking to Sims as he started approaching to the center of the ring.
Well, we don't want to forget when we're talking about Sims that he's got a knockout record. He's won 14 fights, all of them by knockout. Schaefer's nailed him with a good right.
If Schaefer was just a hay-shaped bastard, he'd be a lot more effective.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit slow. Sims looks like he's breathing different.
Schaefer's now finding him with jabs, surprisingly.
This fight is certainly far from over.
That was a nice straight right hand that was landed by Sims.
Sims moving his head a little bit from side to side. Trying to stay away from Shaver's right hand. Feeding him to the punch with that jab.
That was a slip.
Yeah, that was a slip.
His glove should have been wiped off, though.
Shaver's trying to get him in the corner. If Sims is smart, he'll get out of there.
Well, he had him, but let him go. Tried to tie him up.
Nelson Shipman, the referee.
The referee better quit walking between them. He's going to get nailed.
That's not a good idea, is it?
No, it isn't.
Shaver's showing a pretty good jab at this late part of his career.
It's the right hand he has to hope for.
Oh.
Some inside shots, man. Shaver's shaking his head saying they didn't hurt.
Shaver is keeping the left hand up high to get away to guard against that right. A little roughhouse on the part of Sims. Those punches are going to do Shaver's no good. Shaver's in trouble again. Now they're getting by the guard. They may have to stop.
So many unanswered punches.
Shaver just can't stand there and cover up and hope Sims will get tired. Shaver's opening up desperately. Here we are in round 3. Earnie Shaver's on the white trunks. Jeff Sims, who almost scored a one-round knockout in the first round. I guess that's the only place you could score a one-round knockout, isn't it?
Seems that way.
Oh, Shaver was nailed by that left hook.
It was partially caught by the glove, luckily, because it was
Right
in a good
hand that
spot.
offended him in the first round.
He was going away on that, and that's right.
Shaver's only hope to land that right hand. He's taking an awesome battering as he tries to do it. It's all Jeff Sims.
Well, what a
Just
beating
wondering
he's
how
taking
long
now.
they're going to let this go on. Shaver's too good an honorable veteran to let him take that punishment.
That's
Well,
right.
Shavers has to move his head. You know, he can't stand there and just let him hit him on his gloves and head, because it still takes his toll. He has to move his head.
Talk to Shavers. He may be thinking of stopping it.
Well, the Shavers is still in control, but he still can't be taking all those punches. That was a good jab right there.
Sims has been landing a couple of good left hooks besides the right. That was a good one.
That right hand just isn't as fast as it used to be. Good right hand.
That was one. And Sims should have gotten out of there.
Got to hurry.
With Shaver. Shaver has turned the fight around. Meanwhile, Shavers is leaving himself open as he attacks. He almost turned the fight around.
Sims bleeding from the mouth. Right down the middle.
Shavers is really going back to his corner, too.
With me is actor John Amos. And John, a terrific night for boxing, it looks like.
I've almost lost my voice already. Some tremendous matches. Hearns, Ledoux, you name it, they got it here.
You've a great actor, as we all know. You here resting, working, what?
Well, I've been doing a little bit of both, resting a little bit and coming back to assemble some actors for readings for another play that I'll be directing here shortly.
Thank you so much for your time. I know you want to get back to your seat.
You know it, man.
Okay, John Amos, fine actor. Okay, thank you so very much, John. Don P., back to you.
All right, Jim. The referee spent much of the time between rounds. They haven't heard the bell. Shaver's still comfortable on his stool. The referee spent a lot of time over in Shaver's corner, probably trying to ascertain his condition. Well, he looks as good as Sims does right now. Sims looks tired. But Sims is young.
Oh,
Not the same as the old Shavers right-hand punch.
no.
Shavers is dangerous. As long as Sims will stand there, he's going to be in trouble. Sims is forced to hold on.
Actually, had no choice. Shavers pulling him in like that. Look at that.
Now, that was a little faster.
I don't know what those are called. I guess you call it a clubbing right hand.
Maybe a roundhouse.
Yeah. Take your pick. As long as it lands, that's all that counts.
Shavers doing well with the jab.
That's been his best punch throughout the fight is his jab.
Sims is very tired right now.
He's still got Shavers in trouble again, though.
Yes, he
Shavers
has.
holding on. That's Sims banging the body.
I don't think
And it chips up to the head.
Shavers isn't hurt. He's just covering up. Now he's using his strength. Get out of the way, girl. Referee's a little bit slow.
Shavers a little unsteady on his own feet.
You are on about the red.
Sims didn't like that.
Those are solid punches with a minute to go in the round.
What a fight this is going to be.
Seeing it get like a brawl. Doing more wrestling than they're fighting. Good body shot by Sims.
They both have scored good right-hand punches in the fight.
The blood is dripping from Sims' mouth now.
His mouth is...
And I think it's right in the center of his lip. His lower lip. There, the blood is on the referee.
Them apart. Sims is measuring his punches.
There you'll see the blood on the
Not hitting
referee's shirt.
again.
That's from Sims' mouth.
Really bleeding.
This could hurt Sims. There he goes.
There he goes. There he goes.
Sims is sent down on the
Sims
ropes.
is down. What is hurting Sims is that he's tired.
The bell really saved him. He's being helped back to his corner by the referee. He doesn't seem to know where he is.
He's really rocking.
That was a big round for Shavers.
Yes, it was.
Well, I tell you, what's hurting him worse is that he's tired. That's what's hurting him, is he's breathing hard and he's tired.
Right. The referee came over and took a good look at Sims. Now he's going over looking at Shavers, and here's a replay.
There's a right hand that drove him into the ropes. There's a left hook. It's been Shavers' best punch.
He was almost exhausted.
I think that's more what it is. It's just
And
fatigue.
this Shavers was down and almost out in the first round. Trevor Berbick, Muhammad Ali coming up next.
It's a fantastic card. I can't believe all these fights.
Believe it, David. It's true.
Know it.
You see Ernie Shavers smiling in the corner.
Round 5. Sims gets out there very slowly. He finished that round in trouble.
Either fighter lands a good solid shot, they're gone.
Yeah, that's what Shavers has to watch out for. Shavers has to watch out that if he comes in trying to put him away, that he could get hit.
To the head, almost knocks him down.
There's the left hook
trouble again. Sims is holding on for dear life just above us. Let's go back to Nelson Chipman getting them apart. Takes a look at Sims. Takes a look at Shavers.
Ernie Shavers' left hand has been his best punch the whole fight, not his right hand. Ernie Shavers is trying to throw it.
Out of there.
He's
wobbly. He's wobbly.
Sims is very wobbly. He's trying to stay away. There's the right hand.
He's wobbling across the ring.
It's getting
Sims
close.
in his own corner. Out in center again now. In neutral corner.
Getting very close.
Shavers trailing. Sims bleeding from the mouth.
It's a good right hand.
Right around the ear. Sims is really in trouble.
Very much trouble.
Good uppercut. Body shot.
I think that's stopped. It's going to be stopped. Oh, hold it, hold it. That's enough. The fight is over. Shavers is the winner by a knockout after almost being out in the first round. You wouldn't believe this, would you?
Unbelievable. Just
Several
unbelievable.
rounds after that, he was in trouble.
Unbelievable.
Shavers making a great comeback.
What a war. What a card. Every fight better than the next one.
Ernie Shavers has scored another knockout, making his complete record 74 fights with 63 wins and 60 knockouts. He's lost 10 and drew 1.
Right hand.
Right hand on the back of the head, behind the ear. There goes away. He's starting to. There's the left hook.
Sims is almost out of it.
The left hook has been Ernie Shavers' best punch. Jab and left hook.
Ernie is such a gentleman fighter, you know. I mean, I can't believe I'm seeing him do this.
No,
Look at this.
there's the left hook again.
What courage, what guts. Both of them. There's another left. And a right hand to the ear. Beautiful left to the body. Now the referee's made up his mind, I think, to stop the fight here.
There it is, and he didn't get in time. He went past
There he
him.
goes through
past
again.
him, and then they started fighting again.
Goes through again. Got a very bad cut mouth. Badly cut.
Those cuts on the mouth come from the
Ladies and
mouthpiece.
gentlemen, and presenting the big boys of boxing heavyweights. Your referee at this time will be Harry Papakata Lambus, and judging in ringside, Rosemary Abel, Dr. Kirschenbaum, and Jack Moriarty. 10 rounds. Introducing to you on my left, hailing from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, wearing dark blue trunks and a blue stripe. 15 knockouts and his 16 wins, weighing in at 232, the undefeated Randall Tex Cobb. Well, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent really needs no introduction the world over. From Mecca, Ohio, a trim and ready 208 pounds, dark blue velvet with a white stripe, 56 knockouts and 59 wins, one and only Ernie Shavers.
Shavers will be the sentimental favorite. There's Big Ernie.
I think he's going to be sentimental favorite, plus the fact that he has the bigger punch. Randy has a very good knockout record.
He's had.
Take it from me, a man who knows from experience.
Yes, but he's had trouble lately, Ken. Let's face it. There's such a thing as Father Time. 36 years old against
Well, I bet you a
24.
nickel. Don, I bet you a soda.
I never bet on fights.
Okay, I bet you a
I'll go to
soda.
the races with you, though.
Not the fights. I just bet you a soda that the punch is not gone.
Oh, I'm sure the punch isn't gone. But
The only problem, I think, is the fact that Ernie has a very bad eye. He had an operation to
I know.
repair the retina.
I know.
And I think it's very dangerous for him to be fighting.
Now, what hand do you think is his better hand? The left hand?
I don't know. I got hit with both.
You're almost bragging about it, Ken.
Bragging heck. No
You're a
way,
name-
buddy.
You're a name dropper. Randy Cobb. The
I'm
white
trying to
fellow
laugh
with,
it off.
with the mustachio.
Great
Ernie
catch.
Shavers with the shaved head.
So far this round, Ernie's hands are a bit slow. He threw an uppercut and a hook, and both were very slow.
Well, it's early.
See that? His
They are
his hands
slow.
are ahead of his feet.
Yeah, they're
Like
slow.
his legs are gone.
And Ernie better not stand there on the ropes.
And Ernie has a cut in his left eye already. In the corner of his left eye, there's a bad cut.
Well, you're quick, yes. Just beside the eye.
eagle eyes.
Oh, look at that. It's
Blood's
coming
starting to
down.
come out.
Ernie's hurt. That was a good right hand that made Ernie back up. Plus
Yes.
the fact, if you'll notice now, Ernie's hands are ahead of his feet. And that's a problem you have like when your legs are starting to go. Your mind and your hands are ahead of your feet.
Ernie's having trouble getting started here. Cobb keeps him again in the neutral corner. A minute and a half to go in the round.
And there Ernie threw a good left hook, and he almost fell over because of the hands are ahead of the feet again.
The right hand is wild.
But he still has the edge of the big, hard punch.
Yes, but if he's going to be kept off balance, forget it. A minute to go in the round. Keep our eye on that cut beside the left eye of Shavers. He landed a good left hook to the jaw, but Cobb took it well. Half a minute to go in this round. The ring seems a little bit slippery, fellas. They're sliding around in there. Don't you get the impression that ring is slippery, Ken and Carlos?
The ring seems a bit slippery because they both have on leather shoes. I think they both should have some rosin.
This ESPN Classic.
Randy Cobb with a good right hand.
Yes, and
his
no
face,
effect, no.
And it leads one to believe that he's losing part of his punching power. I know his punches are ahead of his feet and the coordination is off, but then again, he still should have the power. In that shot, there wasn't any power in the right hand or the hook, Carlos.
Right, his hands seem really slow to me. He just looks like he's in slow motion, and his feet are don't seem to be planted, like you said, and I think that's why he doesn't seem to have any power in those punches. The other hand, Tex took a good right hand, and
he's a good right hand and a good hook.
Yes, and in the past, when you saw Ernie Shavers land those kind of punches, usually the opponent was down.
Down or hurt very bad.
Round two. Ernie Shavers, the shaved head. Randy Cobb with the mustache.
One the black fighter, one the white fighter.
10-round bout. What's his round?
Very easily distinguishable there, Don.
Well, I won't ask you to spell the referee's name. Papa Caralambus. That's his last name. Harry is his first name. Good official, though. He's got his eyes on them. You know, Shavers is throwing his punches in slow motion, Ken. And
they seem to be very slow.
Yeah.
And they're not pinpointed like
unless he's trying to lull Cobb into a false sense of security.
I doubt that very seriously, Don.
2 minutes left in the round.
And for Earnie to take this, to absorb this many punches is very dangerous. As I stated before, he had an operation on his eye for a torn retina, and he cannot afford to absorb these punches.
He got a pretty good headlock on Cobb, but he came out smiling. Now that blood is coming down from the left eye.
Yeah, his eye looks like it was opened up.
Talking about Shavers.
That's a very good body shot for Shavers. I think the best thing for him to do now is to stay in Cobb's body, because there he cannot miss.
Cobb is cutting him down.
It seems as though Shavers is a bit tired now too, Don. If you notice, he has no balance in his legs. He's starting to breathe through his mouth.
Breathing heavily in his corner between rounds. A minute to go in the round.
But as you can see here, I don't think that Randy Cobb is that good of a puncher. He's getting good shots. He's landing.
Yes.
And yet they are not showing
he's
any
got
effect.
a stationary target.
Very stationary.
Shaver's going for the body more and not caring about the belt line, apparently.
Those are called a cup shot.
He just landed a very good right hand, Shavers did.
Yeah, but Cobb came back at him. Less than half a minute to go in the round. I wonder if Cobb can sustain an attack, keep it going. He seems to be a one-at-a-time puncher. That punch landed after the bell by Shavers. That's the end of round 2.
Letters against Ali and Larry Holmes and came within a whisker of taking the world title away from them. When you think back about how you came within an eyelash of the title against Holmes and Ali, is it heavy on your mind?
Yes, it is. I think if I had been trained in Helen properly at that time, I'd have won the title. I really trained myself for the fight. I had a proper training. Since then, my trainer had been fired, the guy I used for the fight, so I wasn't handling proper, you know. I think if I'd been handling proper at the time, I could have won the title.
As you look at the heavyweight division, which at this point is mediocre, how do you suppose you could go through it?
I think once I'm in shape, I just have to make profit. Only guy who called the profit for me, I think, would be Cooney and Holmes. The rest of them, we them guys can put them problem at all.
1, 2. Ernie Shavers suffered a torn retina in his left eye because of a thumbing from Larry Holmes. Quick surgery saved his sight. Ernie insists that his doctors have given him a clean bill of health. His opponent is Jeff Sims, but Ernie Shavers' real adversity is ring rust and age. In Nassau, this is Sal Marciano, ESPN.
Well, Shavers began his comeback with a fifth-round knockout of Jeff Sims. It also marked the end of an era, as Ali finished his career by dropping a 10-round decision that night to Burbick. Later, we'll take a closer look at Tex Cobb's career in and out of the squared circle. But first, let's head back to the 1980 heavyweight bout between Shavers and Cobb on ESPN Classic.
And Don, in this fight, Randy Cobb was the replacement for Jerry Cooney.
That's right, yes.
So I think that Shavers is very lucky that Randy Cobb came in, because Cooney, I think, is a bit better fighter. He has a better left hand, he has a better hook, and he's a little rougher. And I think that it's very dangerous for him to be fighting. He has a very bad retina.
Yeah, you know, I noticed that Cobb was not putting any kind of power behind his punches, all arm punches, and I just wondering if that's his style. Is my first time watching him, and doesn't seem to be using any kind of body in his punches.
Plus, you hate to see something like this happen to a man like Ernie Shavers. Besides the fact of being a good fighter, he's a very good person.
I hate to see it happen to anybody, but
that's true. And Ernie,
he's very likable.
Speaking of Ernie, he's a very nice person, very knowledgeable about boxing, very well mannered.
Jerry Cooney is with us. I think we were talking about Jerry a moment ago. Probably get Jerry on between rounds. This is the third round between Randy Tex Cobb and Ernie Shavers. Shavers the shaved head and Cobb the mustache.
One the black fighter, one the white fighter.
You know, I say it deliberately, knowing what you're going to say, Ken. Jerry Cooney is with us, but we'll let him get acclimated, and we'll talk to him between rounds.
You'll notice, Don, that even though Shavers isn't moving that much, isn't doing that much, that Randy Cobb's punches are very slow. There's nothing behind his jab, and there's nothing behind the right hand.
Shavers landed a Sunday punch there, and it didn't have any effect.
Those body shots are starting to hurt Randy Cobb, though. There's not a lot left of Shavers punching. There's enough left to hurt Randy Cobb.
Well, Cobb is becoming a sitting duck. He's fighting a fight that Shavers would like him to fight. Just stand there.
He's a bad cut he's got there on his eye.
This is Jerry Cooney from Long Island.
Who is currently ranked #1 by the WBC.
You sorry you're not in there, Jerry? You
Well,
wouldn't want to be fighting Shavers, would you?
I was kind of hoping that Ernie was looking good. When I saw him before the fight, I figured he would be in good condition. But I guess he's
not as good as he was a couple of rounds ago.
No,
He's going over.
As I stated before, too, the fact that Ernie recently had an eye operation to repair his retina, that is very dangerous for him to be fighting, especially standing there and taking shots like he does.
I think what Ernie's trying to do is he's just trying to keep his hands up and hope that Randy Cobb opens up a little bit. So
Cobb is
catch him on the chin.
He's opening up now.
But Randy doesn't punch that
Half a
hard.
minute to go.
Not at all. Very slow hands.
That is a whistling left hook by Shavers.
Come on.
See, Ernie still has that power. No matter what happens, he has the puncher's chance.
Right. Seconds to go in round 3.
But then again, it seems that Randy Cobb hits a very hard shot.
There's the bell ending round 3. A very good round for Ernie Shavers.
Currently ranked #1 by the WBC.
Jerry, why aren't you in there? What happened?
Well, about 1 month ago, I ripped a muscle in my back while in preparation for this fight at Nassau Coliseum in Long Island.
Right.
So I went to the Islanders physician, Dr. Minkoff, and he said better that I didn't fight, and I pulled out of the fight. But what I was hoping was that they were going to postpone the fights. But they put Randy in here.
Hold it. If they postpone the fight, then I wouldn't get paid for announcing. Watch your mouth, buddy.
Well, no.
It's a recession on.
The fight would have been in the Coliseum, but it would have been part of the show.
What I'm saying, though, he said that he hoped it would postpone the fight, which means all the matches.
Oh, no. Come on,
all the
Jerry.
Matches, I wouldn't get paid
There
for
was
doing
some
this.
kind of talk of that.
Oh, it'd be a terrible thing.
Why would why?
Why? We'd be back in New York instead of
out here in the rain.
Ken would be in San Diego. Round 4.
I think both of these guys are kind of tired right now.
That's why Shavers still has a chance, even though he's a bit off. He has the puncher's chance.
Jerry, they say about you that you only have the left hook. Because that has been enough so far. Is that true? What about your right hand?
Well, I guess kind of asking me if that's true, I'm going to tell you no, it's not true. But I've been working on my right hand. I had a weak shoulder, and I've been developing with weights and working on the right hand kind of a lot. So you can't be a good fighter and only be a one-handed fighter.
I would think so.
So I'm working on it. He's got nothing left.
You mean Cobb?
I mean, well, Ernie's he's throwing punches, but there's nothing behind him.
Yeah, that's true. 2 minutes left here. Round 4.
I think that Randy Cobb's corner just told him to drop to his right, miss Ernie's right hand, and I think it's worked so far.
But it's working to a certain extent. You see, Randy Cobb does not have the punching power to keep Ernie off. He drops over, he countered, but there's nothing left. There, Ernie threw a good right hand. Cobb got hurt.
Yeah.
There's a bad cut on the left eye of Cobb right now.
Now they're both cut. And Shavers is winning the fight at this point.
It was a good body shot, good left hand by Ernie Shavers in the body of Cobb. Gosh.
It's a question how far Shavers can go if he doesn't nail Cobb. Cobb got him good there.
It's also a question how far Cobb can go.
That's right.
He doesn't nail Shavers. They're both men are tired.
Yes, but
both men are absorbing punches.
Cobb is 12 years younger. Cobb is cut above the right eye and around the left eye.
Talking about losing a lot of money. I lost a lot of money in this fight right here.
Lighten up, buddy. Don't talk about
30
the money.
seconds to go. Shavers may have been hurt. He's covering up. Shaver seems to be wobbling.
I think it's more fatigue. And he has two cuts above the left eye. One above the left eye and one right below the eyebrow.
Maybe his legs are unsteady. There's the bell.
And Don, the cut up in Shaver's eyebrow, right below the eyebrow,
right.
On the left-hand side, is very bad and it's very deep.
That doesn't seem to be bleeding too much, though.
It's not bleeding much, but it's a very bad cut, and he has a bad eye. So I think that his corner should call the doctor over and have it checked.
As Walker, Texas Ranger, Married with Children, Moonlighting, and Miami Vice. Or perhaps you may recognize him from his many appearances on the silver screen. Here are 10 of Cobb's biggest Hollywood hits in which he took small roles opposite such bankable stars as James Woods, Jim Carrey, Chevy Chase, and Nicolas Cage. Cobb's first role was in the 1979 film The Champ, starring John Voight. While Cobb may have gained more recognition as a character actor than a boxer, he did manage a title shot against Larry Holmes. With more on Cobb and his brief moment in heavyweight championship history, here's Anita Martini with a Vintage Sports Center report from 1982.
Randy Tex Cobb is a study in contrast. He dresses crazy, talks crazier, and all the while he insists he doesn't like all the hype that goes with a major fight.
All I care about is what's going to happen when I get in the ring. If everybody likes it, great. If everybody doesn't, great. You know, I'm real easy to find. You got a problem with me, son? Step right up.
Well, Larry Holmes will step right up to that challenge, his WBC heavyweight title on the line on Friday night in the Astrodome. But with all the new flap about safety in the ring, Cobb's trainer, George Benton, who knows his man can take a punch, is worried about other things, like the fact that Cobb gets cut easily and has a tendency to bleed.
It's an open secret that he's going to cut. You know what I mean? And I'm just hoping and praying that I don't have a referee that panics. Now, if I've got one of those referees that panics when he sees blood, then I'm in bad shape. But I can't worry about it because what the hell? Chances are he's going to take a cut. So I can't worry about that. All I can do is just put him in there and wind him up and let him go.
I'm concerned that they're going to get a referee that panics. I'm concerned, hell, I'm going to panic. I'm concerned Georgie's going to panic. I hope to hell Larry can panic, you know. I don't know.
Holmes says he likes Cobb's style, that he likes a fighter who just keeps hammering away and coming back for more.
Well, he's very fortunate then because he got just what he wants. Because I'm the kind of guy that's going to keep coming at him, and I know that he likes that, and I try to tailor-make my style just to please Larry. And so I hope to hell that we can get in there and I can just excite old Larry to death.
How coachable is he?
He's one of the best fighters that I've ever had as far as listening and, comprehending what you have to say to him and executing it. He's coachable.
Have you ever had to coach a guy like him, though, that's sort of loose?
Well, I've had a lot of loose fighters, but I don't think I've had one quite this loose.
To say the least. Anita Martini in Houston for ESPN.
Cobb's dream fight actually turned into a nationally televised nightmare. In the loss to Holmes, ringside announcer Howard Cosell was so disgusted by the 15-round battering of Cobb, he said afterwards he would never call another professional boxing match. Later, Al Bernstein will join us with his perspective on knockout artist Ernie Shavers. But right now, let's continue with more of Shavers and Cobb from 1980, right here on ESPN Classic.
I think his eye is pretty much healed. He went to John Hopkins in New York, and they found his eye to be in perfect condition.
But then again, it was a detached retina, it was torn, right? So therefore it can happen again. So why not have it checked or have a doctor look at it on the outside just to make sure, or check his vision.
They're working on
the man can only fight a few more fights.
They're
working his whole life.
They're working on Randy Cobb's right eye too, right above us, Ken and Jerry, and they're giving that quite a going over.
As I was saying before, the Ernie can only fight a few more fights, but he has to live quite a few more years, and he has a family.
Round 5.
I am now humanitarian, Don.
What brought that on? This is a 10-round bout between Ernie Shavers, the black, and Randy Cobb with the mustache.
Not the black individual, or the black fighter, not the black guy. You cannot say it that way.
I didn't say guy.
You didn't say anything, you said the black. You cannot say it that way. And don't get offended, Don.
Maybe it was better the way I used to do it, Ken.
That was a very good uppercut there by Randy Cobb. It stunned Shavers, but then again, John Cobb didn't push hard enough to take him out.
Big right hand by Shavers. That chin of Cobb is wide open on both sides. Shavers hurt him. I have a feeling that Shavers feels he can't go on much longer, and he's trying to end it right away. Both men are tremendously game. Two other fights to follow will be championship fights. Main event, of course, Pepino Cuevas and Tommy Hearns.
Come on.
Pardon me, Mr. Cooney. If you're going to sit here with us, announcer, you cannot be partial. Holler, come on.
The battle of the heavyweights is starting to get brisker. I didn't hear what that was. Big 1-2 by Shavers. Cobb is taking the punches well.
Good body shot by Ernie Shavers.
These men are trading punches now, Don. You hit me, I'll hit you.
It's turned into a good fight.
And both men are very tired.
The battle of attrition now. 30 seconds to go in the round.
Ernie is dead tired.
He's real tired. He could go. Cobb, the tide has turned. Shavers was rocked. 10 seconds to go in the round. It'll be a welcome bell for Ernie Shavers. There's the bell. Brought the crowd up standing, Jerry and Ken.
That was a very good round. It was full of action. Both men were trading punches. At the beginning, it showed that both men were very tired. Ernie came on strong with big punches. He was so tired that the punches were good and hard. They had nothing behind them. And if he missed a punch, as you saw, he staggered. And Randy Cobb was so tired, he couldn't counter. And he has no punching power.
Here's a replay. Ernie Shavers with the right hand, the hook. Plenty of good punches in this round.
There's a very good right hand by Ernie.
Randy Cobb seems to be taking the punches kind of quite well.
He's absorbing the good punches, but then again, he's not countering the punches. He lost that round. But Ernie's throwing the punches. He's landing now, but he's getting very tired.
About is half over if it goes to limit. Round 6. Ernie Shavers and Randy Cobb. Cobb lands the first big one.
And on the left eye of Shavers, that cut is very bad. It's not bleeding, but it's about 1 inch long, 1.5 inches long, and it's very deep.
Shavers is the sentimental favorite of the crowd.
Ernie Shavers getting ready to go.
Cobb's got him in trouble again, as he did towards the end of last round.
The only problem is that Randy Cobb cannot punch. He's landing very good shots, but they are not having any effect on Ernie as of yet.
Shavers put a big body punch in there that may have turned it his way again.
It was a semi-body punch, a body punch, and a cup punch. And by a cup punch, Don, I mean right on the borderline.
Whoa!
Cobb is down, but that's no knockdown. The referee, Harry Papakaralambis, says no knockdown. It was a slip. The ring is very slippery.
If you'll notice too, Don, that every time Ernie starts to throw a body shot, Randy Cobb is starting to dip because those body shots are making his ribs very short.
Both of these guys are exhausted now. I think that whoever wants it more is going to take it.
Half a minute to go in the round. They are tired heavyweights.
The ring is very slick, Don. When they get hit, they're sliding, plus when they throw punches, they're sliding.
Like a tank warfare in the Sahara.
That's how you look for Kenny. He's sitting with all the
Nice
girls all the
elbow
time.
by Shavers that time. This has slowed down to a walk.
Both men are very tired, Don.
Yeah.
They're a shell of what they were the first couple of rounds.
Half a minute to go in the round. Cobb may have hurt Shavers again.
I don't think so. I think both men are just very tired. And if you hit me for a while, then you rest, and I'll hit you for a while.
Seconds to go. Well, I noticed one thing in that round. The cuts seem to have stopped bleeding, both of them, on both fighters.
There have been plenty of knockout specialists. Greats of the game like Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano, George Foreman, and Joe Frazier have been known for their punching prowess. However, they all take a back seat to Earnie Shavers when it comes to knockout percentage. Of his 73 victories, 67 came by way of knockout, a whopping 92%. With a homage to Shavers, here's Al Bernstein in his continuing series, Bernstein on Boxing.
The heavyweight division remains one of the most appealing for many boxing fans because they love the suspense of waiting for that sudden display of power that can end a fight. And few boxers ever represented that side of the sport more effectively than Earnie Shavers. From 1970 to the early 80s, Shavers was a feared puncher, probably one of the most powerful of all time. Consider these endorsements. Muhammad Ali said, "Shavers hit me so hard, he shook up my kinfolk back in Africa." And Larry Holmes stated, "Earnie hit me harder than any other fighter, including Mike Tyson." What made him unique was his ability to devastate an opponent with either hand. Straight right, left hook, uppercut with either hand, they all spelled doom. Shavers twice fought for the title, and while he hurt Ali badly several times in their 1977 fight, he lost a 15-round decision. In his other title match 2 years later, he had Larry Holmes on the canvas. The champion struggled to his feet and came back to beat Shavers in the 11th. Earnie was the gentle giant of his era, a bomber in the ring, but a soft-spoken gentleman outside it. If not for his spotty training habits and sometimes suspect chin, Shavers would have been a champion, even in the great era he fought in. But still, he'll be remembered as one of the great punchers of all time. For ESPN Classic, I'm Al Bernstein.
Shavers made a brief two-fight comeback in 1995. He won a decision over Brian Morgan in September, but was TKO'd by Brian Yates 2 months later. Coming up, we'll flash back to the big news headlines of 1980. But when we return, it's back to Shavers and Cobb on ESPN Classic. Heavyweight history as Earnie Shavers takes on Randall Tex Cobb in August of 1980 on ESPN Classic.
That round was a very slow round. Both men are very tired, and it's coming down to who wants to fight the most. And what do you think, Mr. Cooney?
I feel the same way. I think that Randy Cobb is a little bit ahead right now. Been throwing most of the punches.
Do you think he's ahead? I think Shavers ahead.
Well, Shavers has come on with flurries, but hasn't been throwing as many punches as Randy Cobb.
But he's thrown bigger
That's
punches.
how I see it. I could be wrong.
I think he's thrown the bigger punches, Jerry. However, you know, that's what makes prize
Well, I
fighting.
hope he wins it here.
This is round 7, Don.
Round 7 it is. Earnie Shavers and Randy Cobb. Scheduled for 10 rounds. We will have bouts between Sammy Serrano and Yasasutni Yahara for the Junior Lightweight Championship, and Tommy Hearns and Pepino Cuevas for the Welterweight Championship.
In this fight, Don, it's going to come down to the man who wants it the most. The man who throws the most punches now most combinations is the man that's going to win. The man who lands the most effective punches is the man that's going to win.
Well, they take turns landing them.
And it's very sad to see a man who was as good as Earnie Shavers.
Shavers is rocked into the ropes again. He's game, all right. He comes battling back. Cobb shortening up on that left hand and scoring repeatedly with it now.
He is.
And then the right.
Don, there's no power behind either punch, and his hands are very slow.
But he's still got 232 pounds behind it. Shavers measures him now. Cobb has no defense.
Very slippery, that floor.
I hope for the succeeding bouts that they dry up the ring. 1 minute to go in round 7.
And his eye is starting to bleed again.
Yes, the left eye, around the left eye. It's getting worse. And that jab by Cobb is going in there. Shavers is taking a battering now. Half a minute to go in the round.
Where's the referee at?
They could stop this now. Would be a good idea. Shavers has nothing. Besides the cut eye, he's got nothing left. And Cobb hasn't got much left. 10 seconds to go in the round. There's the bell. And Shavers will barely make it back to his corner.
And Cobb will barely make it back to his corner.
There's a cut off his left eye.
The referee is over looking at Shavers. There's a possibility he may ask Earnie if he's had enough. Earnie says he's going to go on. Both corners working very steadily over there, men. Jerry, I hope you never get that tired in a fight.
Me too, Don.
You know, I think you and Earnie would have sold out the Nassau Coliseum tonight.
Yeah, I was looking forward to a fight there in my hometown. With the,
round 8. Don Dunphy with Ken Norton and Jerry Cooney. Shavers covering up on the ropes.
Randy Cobb doesn't seem to have any speed, hand speed at all.
He has no hand speed, he has no power, and he's very tired. Both men are fatigued. But he takes a very good shot still.
Both have landed good punches. Both have taken good punches.
Mr. Cooney.
Cobb is shortening up on his punches again.
I hate to say Don Dunphy compared Randy Cobb to you earlier in records.
No, I have to take an exception to that. I said he has been compared with him. I didn't say I did.
You said you were both a great white hope. Now I'm going to tell you like it is.
Go ahead, Ken, tell it.
So come back with him.
Slapping punches. All he's doing is slapping the punches.
Shavers just above us, being battered. One after another with that chopping right hand. It's an awesome beating that Earnie Shavers has taken.
Don, I have to differ with you on that. He's getting hit, but Randy Cobb is so tired, the punches really aren't hurting him that much. Plus, those punches were in the back of the head, they weren't that hard.
Something caused him to wobble back to the corner last round, Ken. Look, he can barely stand up here.
Fatigue. Randy's landing good punches, but he's just tired. Because Randy's punches are not that stiff right now. He's also tired. So it's a matter of being exhausted. That's my conception. Of course, you're entitled to yours, sir.
I didn't say anything. All I'm saying is that Ernie's taking a frightful beating.
See that he's tired, his legs barely hold him up. Plus the slick.
Yeah, this is unnecessary now.
And also, Don.
That's all. We're going to stop it. It stopped in the 8th round. The winner is Randy. Randy Cobb has now won 17 out of 17 with 16 knockouts. And somebody stepped on a Coke and it went all over me. But that's part of the game, isn't it, Ken? Jimmy Lennon. Waiting for the announcement by Jimmy Lennon.
Ladies and gentlemen, in round number 8, 2 minutes, 19 seconds into the round, referee Papacaralambus stopping the bout. Knockout winner, Randall Tex Cobb.
Randy Tex Cobb, the winner, over a game Ernie Shavers. I don't think Ernie had too much more than his gameness, Ken and Jerry.
In this fight, no. He was a bit out of shape. His coordination is a bit off. And he seems to have lost some of his punching power. But then again, he was very game. But here we see the replay. He's waiting for the shots. There's the right hand he was landing. They're coming down, but they are not that hard. He's trying to land the punch. He is not that strong a fighter, and as a result, Ernie absorbs the punch. I think the fight should have been stopped early because Ernie just had the eye operation, and it's not worth the chance you take. There was his shot at Randy Cobb. He is a young fighter. He has a big future, but he must increase his punching power and his speed.
Yeah, it seemed to me like he was using just arm punches the whole time. When he was hitting Ernie in the back of the head, it was more like he was slapping. There was not much power on these punches.
Ernie Shavers, I wonder if that's the end of the line. What do you think, Jerry, Ken?
Well, first of all, I feel that I can only reiterate what I've said before. Ernie's a very nice person. He has a very good family. And why take a chance on getting hurt now when he's been very fortunate so far throughout his boxing career? He's won.
I've said it time and time again, but that's the truth.
There is already talk of a fight perhaps as early as next year between Carl the Truth Williams and young Mike Tyson, whom you saw today. Very quickly, Alex Wallow, a chance to sum up what you thought of Tyson's performance.
17-1 as a professional, Williams established his credentials in his only loss when he faced then-champion Larry Holmes and built up an early lead. Although he tired and lost a controversial decision, Williams had arrived in a division starved for talent. In his only fight since Holmes, Williams suffered 2 knockdowns against Jesse Ferguson before dropping his opponent here in round 9 and then stopping him in round 10. Carl feels he's ready to face the best, and he'll get a chance to prove it today when he meets former WBA heavyweight champion Mike Weaver at age 33, trying to hang on for one last shot at a second title. It's almost 6 years since that 15th round against John Tate, when Weaver was behind on points, knocked Tate down and out. He wants to prove he still has the ability to win the heavyweight crown. And so today, a head-on clash between 2 powerful heavyweight contenders, Weaver against Williams, live on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Mankind has always tried to measure feats of great strength. Sometimes
Mike Weaver, the man, soft, shy, and sincere, enjoys the peace for which he strives. antithesis of what we think a fighter is. He has been extremely religious all of his life, and it is that faith that drives him in both his old profession and his new one.
More of myself and more of God. I really did. I've always been a spiritual person even since I was a little boy. But after those Thomas fight, I even got more devoted into the Word and more studying of the Word. And I became, that's why I'm studying to be a minister now, which I should have my license very soon. And I got more studying the Word, and more I got involved with the Word, the more confidence I came in myself. You know, that's the difference between now and the past.
Mike is in the twilight of his boxing career. How light it will be awaits to be seen. It's difficult for a professional to consider defeat, but even that is in perspective.
Like I said, I certainly hope it doesn't happen, and I'm not thinking of it's going to happen. But if it did happen, I'll just say that's the way God wanted it to be.
And Mike Weaver, the heavyweight puncher, probably the best condition of his whole career, weighing in at 213 early this morning. Carl the Truth Williams at 218. They will meet for the first time in this ring in Troy, New York, very, very soon here at Rose Polytechnic Institute Hockey Arena. So stay tuned to ABC's Wide World of Sports. Struggle, former champion Mike Weaver, Carl Williams, who also fought Larry Holmes. Hello again, I'm Chris Schenkel. What an attractive battle we have. And you know, for years I've traveled the world over with this man doing boxing, and now we bring him from behind the scenes, bring him up front as our boxing expert analyst. Alex Walu, welcome to the team up front.
Thanks very much, Chris.
Tell us about this bout. We've both seen them perform. What about today?
Well, I think this is a very intriguing matchup between two, it seems, evenly matched heavyweights going into it. They are traveling in opposite directions in their career. Carl Williams, an up-and-coming, hungry young fighter. Mike Weaver at age 33, still a tough, dangerous veteran, trying to hang on for one last shot for the biggest prize in all of boxing, which is the heavyweight championship. I think that the key to the fight will be the left jab of Carl Williams. If he is effective at keeping Mike Weaver at bay with that left jab, he will dominate the fight and I believe win a decision over Mike Weaver. But if he lets Weaver penetrate that left jab, get inside and land Weaver's best punch, which is a left hook either to the head or the body, I think Weaver is very much in this fight. Williams did not respond well, was dropped twice by the left hook of Jesse Ferguson in their fight, which was Carl Williams' last fight. So he can be hit with the left hook, and certainly Mike Weaver punches a lot harder than Jesse Ferguson.
And Williams, 7 years younger, has been fighting 10 years less. He is taller, Williams. He is 5 pounds heavier, and the difference in the reach of 4 inches. And as Alex said, Williams' jab, one of the quickest releases you'll ever see almost in any division, whereas Weaver, well, he's been in 7 title bouts. He has held the WBA title. He's fought for the WBC twice. And here we go in round 1. 213 is Mike Weaver in the red trunks. Taller is Carl the Truth Williams in white at 218 pounds. First time they've met for Williams and Weaver. New York State rules, round by round, and then in case of a tie, supplemental point system, 3 knockdown rule in effect. 8-ounce thumbless gloves, Alex, mandatory here in New York.
One of the safety measures that's been instituted by the commission here, trying to prevent against eye injuries. 8-ounce gloves in favor of a puncher like Weaver. Carl Williams is very aware, Chris, that Mike Weaver is a slow starter. And he is jumping on him right here, as Michael Dokes did when Michael Dokes took his title away from him, and as Pinklon Thomas did when Thomas hurt Mike badly in the first round, their first fight, dropped him.
Carl the Truth Williams in white had said that in the gym down on the Canandaigua Ranch in Houston, Texas, Gonzales, Texas, he worked on defense, but you saw some beautiful offensive weapons that he threw at Weaver just a few moments ago. Beautiful combinations, which he is capable of throwing, and with authority, because he has won 17, lost only 1 to Larry Holmes, and many thought he won that. 13 knockout.
He really hasn't established a jab here in the beginning, Chris, like
Two good left hooks.
His trainer thought he would. Carl Williams is really letting Weaver in a little bit closer than I expected.
And of course, one way to smother that jab is to get closer and get inside. And the referee, one of the best, Tony Perez of New York. We have 3 judges who do all the scoring. Eva Shane, a lady, Don Ackerman, and Wing Knitz.
Solid right hand by Weaver.
And that got Williams' attention. Williams with very, very high cheekbones. And now on the left cheekbone, I see a little mouse, a swollen area. It's about where that punch landed. We're in the first round.
There's the Weaver jab. He established the fact that he had that punch in his repertoire back in the Pinklet-Thomas fight, his most recent try for heavyweight title. He jabbed very effectively, and in fact out-jabbed Thomas through the third, fourth, fifth rounds of that fight. He really hasn't used it a whole lot here, Chris.
Very methodical first round with about 30 seconds remaining. It is scheduled for 10 rounds. And if you just joined us today on our big afternoon of boxing on ABC, Mike Tyson, the darling of this area and a lot of areas, won his 18th fight at 119 of the 6th round over Jesse Ferguson, the referee, stopping the bout. Crowd went crazy. Hear the bell now, ending round 1 in 10 seconds. All right, break. On the far side, that is Michael Weaver, former WBA champion. Carl Williams, who had his shot at Larry Holmes's IBF title, is just counterpunching with Weaver now, and he considers this a stepping stone toward a title shot at either or any of the 3 title holders, Alex.
Real good left jab, right cross by Carl Williams. Seemed to stun Weaver momentarily there, but he didn't follow up.
Sneaky right by Weaver. Weaver can punch you out. 17 knockouts, including over Casilla. Those are heavy punches. Left hook to the body by Williams and white.
That's what Mike Weaver has to do. He has to let his hands go inside. He got one isolated punch off. There's no reason for him, if he's not tied up, not to let his hands go inside. He's a devastating body puncher, especially with the left hook. If you're a fan of Mike Weaver, you know he's a very frustrating fighter to root for. He really gets lethargic sometimes, seems to go to sleep, loses concentration in the ring, and just doesn't punch enough.
Like 63 seconds of the first round against Michael Dokes, then battling to a 15-round draw when they fought again. And here he's trying to make up for the reach disadvantage by getting a little closer, and his hooks work, especially the last left hook. And effective jabs getting through.
Pick it up. There you go.
Beautiful left and right. Then one to the body, mixing it up by Williams.
Weaver is hurt.
Round 2, 1:14 to go in the round. And down goes Carl Williams. Williams is down at 1:08 of the second. He is groggy. He was down twice against Jesse Ferguson, James Quick Tillis, Tony Perez now. Okay. 3 knockdown rule in effect. And there goes Mike Weaver trying to end it all.
He's in terrible shape, Chris. He's going to have to stop this fight.
A second. Now, the count is at 41 seconds. One more knockdown, and the fight is over. You cannot be saved by the bell in New York State except the last round. Weaver comes out like a raging bull, throws everything on the chin. We have 25 seconds. Third time, the fight is over. And Mike Weaver becomes a gymnast, and the crowd goes crazy. Don Manuel, his manager and trainer, Ray Barnes, Norm Lockwell. Pandemonium here at the home of the RPI NCAA hockey champions. Look at Mike Weaver, 33 years old. And Carl Williams is in trouble. The doctors have gone over, Dr. Bill Latham, Dr. Ted Zelder, and Dr. Goodman of the New York State Athletic Commission, to making sure before they move him that Carl the Truth Williams is okay. Now, he went the distance with Larry Holmes in an IBF championship fight. Here, he got caught. He has a tendency, Alex, to drop both hands in defense and gets tagged him 3 times. The piano-playing ex-Marine Corps Corporal, Mike Weaver, my goodness, in his 40th professional fight. Well, here on ABC's Wide World of Sports, we're going to have a chance to show you highlights of Barry McGuigan's successful defense of his featherweight title yesterday, and the raging bull of the Catskills, Michael Tyson, ending it early against Ferguson at 116. But we have a surprising early ending. I had it unofficially at 1 minute and 8 seconds of the second round. Oh boy, what an ending. What a surprise. Mike Weaver has renewed life in the heavyweight division. There he is, winning, or being in his 40th fight, his 28th win. We'll be back. Here are 7,600 fans. Tyson winning earlier in the 6th round, and surprisingly, former champion Mike Weaver knocking Carl Williams down 3 times in the 2nd round. Tony Perez, because of the rules, had to stop the fight with 23 seconds to go. So the 33-year-old has new life in the exciting heavyweight division. And this piano player, man, you were punching today there.
Well, before I do anything, I like to give praise and thanks to where it's come from. I like to thank God above for making it possible. Because without him, I wouldn't have done it. I give God all the glory and praises.
Was this your fight plan, exactly what you did?
Well, I know Cobb has a good left jab. And my idea was just, take my time. I know I punch harder than I ever did, and I've really been training hard, and I'm ready for the fight. And I had to win this fight. It's a must-win fight for me. And I dedicate this fight to the late Mickey Davis, who died a couple days ago, a good friend of mine.
Mike, we're going to have some fun now. Alex Wallace is going to join us. The luxury of your seeing, replaying the 3 knockdowns against Carl the Truth Williams. So give us some comments.
Well, I know he thought he had me hurt, but I wasn't hurt. He got a good left jab. I was just basically taking my good time, blocking all his punches. I was waiting for the open to land the hook, and that's why I landed. And I saw I waited to land that left hook, because he was expecting me to throw a right hand, because it was practically right hand couldn't hurt him. So I was just waiting to land that left hook, and I thank God he gave me the power to land it.
This is the 2nd knockdown, Michael. Were you surprised the referee let the fight continue?
Yes, I was surprised and happy because I know he'd get back up. I was going to have fun knocking him back down. So I was surprised that he let it continue.
3 knockdown rule in effect. Here's the 3rd knockdown that ended the fight. Williams never really recovered.
He never did.
You didn't get a clean shot in like you'd like, but he just wasn't back yet.
No, if I would got a clean shot in, he would still be down there. But I just got the shots on the top of his head.
The weight of 213 had to make you faster.
Well, I was light faster and in superior condition. I trained real hard for the fight. I was up to 255 pounds a couple of months ago, but I came down to 213.
How much?
255.
What's your secret? A lot of ladies out there would like to know. You know, weight, diet?
No, just training. I'm selling it.
Michael, we haven't seen you so happy since you knocked out John Tate and did your flip in Knoxville in 1979.
I tried it again, too, right there. But what's my happiness? I know, like I said, this is a fight I want to win because I want to get back to the championship. People said I was washed up, I was old, but I'm a 33-year-old and really in a 23-year-old and 33-year-old body. But I really
Mike, on the piano, you're getting close to George Shearing. Keep working.
A couple more years.
Mike Weaver, who won here with 23 seconds remaining in the 2nd round, 3 knockdowns. Barry McGuigan, what an exciting Irish fighter. He defended his featherweight championship successfully in Dublin yesterday, and later we're going to look at the heavyweight sensation, Michael Tyson. First, this.
I just got caught with those wild shots.
Carmen Graziano told me before the fight that your plan was to use the jab to keep him outside, to keep him on the end of your jab, and yet throughout the short fight that happened, you let him get inside on you. Was that your mistake?
Yeah, probably so, my mistake, because I had a lot on my mind. A lot of things are going on, and unfortunately, I made mistakes. And I'm correct. But I'll be back. I'm one of the best in the business, so I'm not. It's not going to. It's not going to deter me that much, so I'll quit the business.
Carl, you talked about problems. Are they surmountable? Can you get rid of whatever problems they are, and what are they?
Well, I have a lot of problems. Well, I'm in the midst of that now. I'm not making any excuses. Mike fought a great fight. I guess he fought his fight. But I'm not making any excuses because I've been in the ring before with these kind of problems. Managerial problems, right. This and that. And a lot of things that's on my mind and that's been plaguing me throughout. But there's no excuse. I went in there and I tried to do my job. Mike Weaver fought a great fight, and God bless him.
Well, you always tell the truth, my friend.
That's it, the truth. I'll be back, no problem.
We know you will. Carl the Truth Williams, who lost in the 2nd round. Now we go to our colleague, Jim Lampley. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Chris Schenkel. It has been an exciting weekend of boxing here on ABC Sports. Earlier today, you saw Mike Tyson's 6th-round technical knockout victory over Jesse Ferguson.